Hello everyone, we are Group 2, the User Authentication and Authorization Group, composed of Arjun Fernando, John Michael Galido, Francis Andrew Laulita, J. Homer Haron, Noral Frassel. Okay, so let's start with our registration endpoint. So, diri mag-start ang account creation nato. So, if sakto ang payload nato siya, niya, iba to. So, ang response na is success, account created successfully, then verify ang email. But when it comes to kaning mga errors, like for example, mali ang ipangbutang na niya, kaning sa payload na to, like for example, backslash or sa kung sa characters, or even mali ang gibutang niya. So, mo return siya ingon no, invalid input format, tapos ingon din niya sa error. For example, first name is not a valid format, or last name kaya, or email. And then, sa case po na ang kaning password is dili mamit ang katong password policies nato. So, kada po niyang i-return nga error. Ang password would be at least 8 characters long, 1 uppercase letter, or at least 1 numeric digit. And then, dili ka magbutang og kaning name mo, either first name or last name as a password. And then, here's the how it is implemented. So, nagamit ito diri ako kaning Racket na library para sa validation sa itong mga input such as katong non-password fields. And when it comes to password sub, nag-create tao kaning ato ang kaugalingon na kani setup kay para ma-handle to niyang first name and last name na validation. And also, nagamit po tag PDO diri kay for example, like na to mga SQL injection attacks. And also, with the use of Racket validation, na kaya na mga robust na itong account creation part. So, after account creation, visit nimo yung email. So, for example, kasi yung email address. Kung kita nimo ito. Then, pag-click nimo sa verify email, so, kanya magawa sa ubos. So, success siya. And then, after nimo nga is mag-login na ka. So, pag-login nimo is, if sakto nga payload nimo butang is mag-return siya success, login successful. And then, igawas po niya ang nimo diri GWT token or GWT web token. And then, if for example, mali na po niya mga characters yung ipambutang sa isang nani, or kaning wala pa nag-exist na mga accounts. So, ang error po niya nga igawas is kaning invalid email or password. Also, sa case po nga if malagi ng user nga wala pag-verify niya yung email, so kano pa ang igawas niya. Please verify your email address before logging in. So, here's the code snippet for sa how it is handled. Tapos, here's the example of how the JSON Web Token works, na the payload, header, and signature. Example lang nila sa second part na image sa lower right.
To log out of the system, the client must provide a valid authentication token in the request. The token should be included in the authorization header of the request. So, ang token manggod, this serves as the proof of the user's identity and access privileges. So, dira dayon may tabo ang ilang session kay is effectively terminated and they cannot use even the old token to regain the access. When the server receives the request with the valid bearer token, it will verify the authenticity of the token, ensures that it has been blacklisted. If the token is valid, so musugot siya, so makabutan dito. If valid ang token is makabutan siya sa status na success, and the message will be log out successful, token blacklisted. So blacklisted na because nagamit na itong token. So sa kilid mo na ang code snippet. For the next slide is diri makabutang if this shows if the user provides a valid email address, provide email address by checking its existence, and if the email address is valid, is a password reset OTP is generated and sent securely to the user's email address. If the user provides an invalid email address, the system will unable to verify it. As a result, no password or reset OTP will be generated or sent sa email kay because the email that you have provided is invalid. And for the next slide is if the email is valid, so the system generates a unique OTP and sends it securely to the user's email for password reset. So diri nakabutan no na adunay email na nadawat sa user in which nakabutan itong OTP for 15 minutes. So aduna kay 15 minutes para ma-reset nimo ang imong password. Password has been successfully reset and confirmation has been sent to the user's email. If the password of the user, like the password you entered, doesn't meet our security requirements, please double check and ensure it includes the necessary mix of uppercase, lowercase numbers, and special characters. So, butan dito sa status kay error. O sa OTP tuod kay the OTP na imong gi-enter na gibutan nito is invalid, which has resulted in status being marked as an error. So makabutan dito kay invalid OTP sa iyang message. Please carefully review the code you received and ensure it's entered correctly to proceed with the process. Okay, if regarding with the OTP that you have sent or put sa information, if invalid na siya, dili gid ka maka-proceed kay lastly, ang code snippet for the OTP is being handled and verified using PDO to make it more secure. And sa other side is this is how the OTP is set and handles its expiry with PDO statements for more secure, and it will be deleted after use.
So sa system is na duha ka user, which is ang buyer ug ang seller. So first is ang get user na endpoint. This endpoint is used to display users' information for specific purposes such as viewing of profile. So by passing the right bearer tokens of the user, this will display the correct information. Cases where the tokens are invalid also has a specific response. So muna siya ang duha cases. So sa case na success, mo message siya og user details retrieved successfully and ihatag niya ang tanan information sa user. Pero pag ang status is error, message siya og invalid token. Next is ang endpoint sa update user. This endpoint allows user to update their information. So, ga-require po siya og bearer token sa currently authenticated user. So, mo ni siya ang ang body or ang process sa pag-update. So, kinahanglan nimo i-input ang imong i-update na parameters. So, mo ni siya first name, last name, email, birth date, address, phone number, and password. So, mo ni ang cases na if success or error. So, if success is user information updated successfully. If error is invalid token. Next is ang delete user na endpoint. This endpoint is used to enable users to delete their account. It requires the bearer token for authentication and it also handles errors such as invalid password type or unauthorized access. So, ang process ani is pag mag-delete og og account is mag-input ang user og true. Then if success is user account deleted successfully. If ang status is error or delete true, ang message is please confirm the account deletion by providing the confirmed true. Next is ang sa buyer na role, which is ang pag-view sa cart. This endpoint is used to check if the proper authorization is implemented. This uses the bearer token and identifies the payload role part. It displays the appropriate information and also handles cases where unauthorized role were used. So as you can see, magnalan siya og bearer token sa buyer na account. So if ang status is success, i-display niyang cart ID, user ID, ang items nga nasa cart, total items, and total price. If ang status is error, is meaning lahi na bearer token, dili pang buyer, message out unauthorized, only buyers can view their cart. Next is ang sa seller na side na pod, which is ang pag-view sa products nila. So, as you can see, na pod ang bearer token. Dapat ang bearer token is pang seller na account. So, if ang status is success, yang i-display ang data. And if error, moingon siya og unauthorized. Only sellers can view their products. So, this is the code snippet sa implementation sa pag buyer, maka-view og cart, and if seller, maka-view sa ilang own products.
Sa admin nga get. So this endpoint makes an HTTP GET request to retrieve information about the user from admin API. and requires an auth token to access admin functionalities. So diri is sa get request is makuha niya tanan information sa user. So is this endpoint allows updating user information via an HTTP put request, requires an auth token that will gain access to the function. Ano siyang request body kani dire dapita. So ilisan nimo, pwede nimo mailisan ang first name, last name, email, role, address, phone number, password. Ang ID dili na. Tapos sa iyang URL is mag-require o kanang kay specific man nga user ang i-update, so mag-require siya og iyang user ID. So, next is delete. So this endpoint is to delete specific user and requires a token. So required ya po ng token, and then kaning sa URL is mag-need gyapon siya o kanang ID sa user. So if successful ang delete, so mga gapon 200 with the mga errors. So case where invalid user is status error, user not found, nga na kanang morning ibutang sa kuan kanang nga ID is wala day diha nga na. So sa put, delete og sa get nga na. So case where non-admin were to use. So and then case where invalid token or the user is already logged out. So ang mga code snippet. So diri is a list of users, gamit niya po ni para makit-an dito atanan nga nakuha ang tanan nga users. Next is read users. So tanawon niya nga magamit ni siya sa katong kada isa-isa nga kanang makita nimo dito nga na user ID nga na. And then sa delete
problems we've encountered. So, the first is different versions of application used. We tried SAMP and MAMP. We did trial and error, and the best application is MAMP for its most of our devices is applicable, but for mine is not. Mine time management and busy schedule, and consistent user data across platform, security vulnerabilities and risk, delayed testing cycles due to resource constraints. So, otong time na ang backend wala pa balita ay wala pa may kadungog balita sa backend mo tong wala kay mi nakakuan sa testing kung masave ang data. If mo makuan ba like after mag-log in, masave ang information dito and ang password. Next is lack of clarity in authentication requirements, integration issue with third-party authentication providers, compatibility challenges with legacy system, complexity in implementing multi-factor authentication, MFA, and lastly, difficult in handling edge cases. So here are the solutions from 1 to 10. Implement version control and maintain backward compatibility for authentication mechanism. Prioritize tasks using management tools and allocate specific time slots for development. Use a centralized database or synchronization mechanism to ensure user data remains consistent across all platforms. Conduct regular security audits, use encryption protocols, and adhere to security best practices like OWASP guidelines. So, ito, ang OWASP, follow me. And automate testing for authentication processes such as login attempts, token verification, and edge cases. Collaborate with stakeholders to define clear authentication requirements upfront. Matong gipatest na mga uban groups if okay rang user authentication and di siya mubag sa pag-connect sa API or database. Test integration in sandbox environment before deploying in production. Monitor API updates or deprecations. Introduce middleware or adapters to bridge compatibility gaps. Use MFA libraries or services that simplify implementation. And lastly, implement robust user-friendly processes such as password resets links with expiration timers, token refresh mechanism, and detailed error messages. So that's all for the problems and solutions. Thank you for watching and listening.